thanks to the supporters of channel member Ian White. Well, we very much have a good news, bad news scenario going on here, boys and girls. The good news is, with a couple of wins in today's video, we could end the episode top of the National League. The bad news is the price we've had to pay to achieve that is falling out with Nathan Shakuna. Hello and welcome to part 12 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have a top-of-the-table clash away against Oldham, and we're also at home against Bromley in the National League. Since you were last with me, our form has been pretty good. I mean, it's not a sea of green, but apparently at this level you can lose a couple of games, including an absolute thrashing against York, and still be relatively decently placed 8 games in. 8 games in, as you can see, we're third in the league, 2 points behind top of the table Oldham. We travel to Oldham today, and if we beat them and then win our next match as well against Bromley, who are down in 10th, there's a very good chance we end the episode top of the league, which would be super. The only problem is this team that's doing so well, there's no spot in it for Nathan Shakuna. He wants a new contract. He wants a pay rise. I mean, it's fair enough because he's one of the lowest paid players at the club and was obviously one of our top performers last year. The only problem is this year, and to be honest with you, ever since the Football Manager update that came out last week, he has just not been the same player. We've tried him back in the shadow striker role that worked so well last year. We're now trying him as an attacking midfielder. Nothing really seems to work for him. I've kind of resigned myself to the fact that we're going to let him leave, and it is a little bit of a shame. And to be fair, it is most of the boys remaining from last year. If we have a look at who's actually making appearances and who is way down the list of not really playing, Van Kooten was here last year, not played at all. Kyle Finn was here last year, 1 substitute appearance. Akwe was here last year and has now gone out on loan. Shakuna, out of everybody who was here last year, at least playing last year, has played more games than anybody, but that's more to do with an injury that we had to Adam Berry than Shakuna forcing himself into the team necessarily. Weirdly, Ellis Deeney, still the man who is, I mean, he's played twice as many games as he played for us last year. I did not expect Ellis Deeney to be a regular starter, but he started the season in the team because Antwi was injured. He kind of kept his spot because Antwi wasn't match fit. Then Antwi got injured again. And so Deeney's pretty much had a nice run all the way through so far and has started every game. So that was unexpected. We have done a little bit in the way of transfers as well. You might remember Max Leeson joined us on loan in the previous episode. Looked quite good. Scored a couple of goals coming off the bench. Thought we had a decent backup striker on our hands. Salford had other ideas and recalled him because we weren't starting him. So we've then brought in Leslie Adekoya to be our backup striker. He's on loan theoretically for the rest of the season from Accrington. But of course, if he doesn't play, he'll probably get recalled as well. And we've also got Mark Stowe in on loan from Arbroath for the season. Actually, not for the season. I thought we had him on a season-long loan. I'm now looking at that, and inexplicably, the loan ends in the middle of February, which I've not seen before. I guess I've clicked 6-month loan and not season-long loan there. I think that's what's happened. I didn't realise loans could end during the transfer window, although I guess we don't have a transfer window. Maybe Arbroath don't have one either. So that's annoying. I mean, I guess we could extend it if we decide we want to use him. And like I say, Ben Akwe is out at Kidderminster, where he's enjoying life back down in the National League North again. I think the most likely people to leave next would be Shakuna and Finn. These boys, they've just not made the step up with the rest of the team. We are a little bit over the wage budget as well, so that's also not ideal. So we probably do need to move some players on. I'm actually looking at the highest paid players in the squad, and I think the one I'd be most likely to try and shift out at this point is Cameron Antwi, who just hasn't got fit. He's made 2 substitute appearances. Maybe he'll go on to be really, 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 really good. He is under contract for another 2 years, so he kind of has to, because that's a lot of money on a 2-year contract. But then I guess if we carry on playing as well as we are, we'll be in the Football League next year, and that'll be nothing. So who knows? We might be getting a bit ahead of ourselves. Let's see how we get on against Oldham, because if we get another thumping here, then maybe we can forget about any potential thoughts of promotion, which we shouldn't have this year, by the way. We shouldn't be thinking of promotion this year. We're newly promoted. We're actually already off the back of back-to-back promotions because we were newly promoted into the National League North last year. If we were to win promotion again this year, that would be 3 promotions in a row for this football club, albeit me only involved in 2 of them. But we've got Rose in goal, a back four of Clayton, Brown, Kakuri and Sears, Deeney and Brook in midfield, Leahy, Berry and I still can't say his name, Akamrich. What is your first name? Yusuf. We might just start calling you Yusuf, if it's all the same with you. And then Connor Evans up front. Let's get this team submitted and head up to Oldham. Now, those of you who've been following me for a little while may be aware I have a little bit of previous with Oldham, not through a Football Manager save. They got very, very upset with me last year because of a tweet. So if there are any Oldham fans watching, there aren't any Oldham fans watching, they all hate me. I'm public enemy number 1 up in Oldham. Want to try it out? If you know an Oldham fan, ask them what they think of LOLLUJO. I don't even understand. They were very disrespectful to Peterborough Sports in real life last year when they drew them in the FA Cup, and I may have made a tweet along the lines of them basically being at the same level now, and they didn't like it. They didn't like it, but I had to defend Peterborough Sports' honour. And today we're defending Tamworth's honour, and hopefully can go and upset the Oldham fans again. That's what this is all about. Akamrich is in, and he's got, see, I can say his name and he's scored a goal. Yusuf grabs a goal for us. It's one of the reasons we've brought Stowe in on loan is because he can play on this right-hand side, where at the moment Yusuf is having to play because we don't really have anyone else who can go out there. I guess Kyle Finn could, but Kyle Finn's maybe not at a level to play in this league. So I would quite like Yusuf to be able to rotate with Evans as the striker because he's looking a lot more dangerous in front of goal than Evans is. Evans, of course, got a lot of goals last year, and similar to what we're seeing with our players that we've brought up from the National League North, Evans not necessarily making that step up into the National League proper either, and now he's got a tight hamstring. So I guess we'll keep him on until half-time, but we've got a decision. In fact, we don't have a decision to make because we don't have Stowe on the bench. So Adekoya is going to come on at half-time to play in that centre-forward role. But I'd quite like in this situation, if Evans is going to be injured for a bit, I'd quite like the option to put Yusuf up front and bring someone else in on the right-hand side rather than having to go with Adekoya. I mean, the reason we got them both in is because as soon as Leeson was recalled, we kind of went in from both. So we had 2 options. And because they were both free, we ended up just going with them both. Because why not? But we will take Evans off here. Adekoya can come on. It's his second appearance for us. He came off the bench in the last game as well, but he's not had a 45-minute run out for us before. So it'll be a good opportunity to have a look at him. And I mean, really, his performance in an opportunity like this is where we decide whether we're going to use him or Yusuf up front, because Yusuf is already proving himself as a goal scorer, even coming in off that right-hand side. Right, it's Oldham now with the free kick. It's an in-swinger, and they're not able to keep it down. I'm not sure how much attention Rose was paying to that, so we've probably got away with one a little bit there. I mean, this is very much smash and grab at the moment. We're 70 minutes in. We've had 2 shots on target and scored one of them. We're behind on every metric. Possession, I don't know that I've ever seen a possession stat that low. We're on 26% possession, and we just don't care because we're winning the match at the moment. So, yay for us. Right, Reagan Clayton is tired, so he's going to come off. And I think we're just going to make that one change for now because we had to make the early change at half-time. And we'll just see if we can keep the rest of them going at least a little bit closer to the end, because what we don't want to do is end up down to 10 men, although Yusuf is now tiring massively. So I think we bring on Shakuna for him, and then we've done this a few times. We just kind of shuffle the 3 around. Lee can go out there, Berry can go out there, and Shakuna can go into his natural habitat in behind a striker. We've tried him in different roles. Maybe the key will be trying strikers in different roles, because when he was at his best last year, he was playing off a target man. He doesn't really play off a target man anymore because we don't have one. We have an advanced forward or a pressing forward up there. So maybe having a poacher in front of him will start to bring the best out of Shakuna again. Who knows? Oh, goodness me. Doorbell ringing in the middle of a video. I mean, this is a what happened next situation. Let me know down in the comment section what happened next. We might just end the video here. Does Rose make the save, or are Oldham equalising in the 85th minute? Let me know in the comment section. I'll know if you've cheated. So I'm giving you the time. Put it in the comment section. Is this a goal? Is it not a goal? If you're a cheat, no one's impressed. But those of you who've done this legitimately, I am proud of your legitimate entry into this competition. There's no prize. Let's see the results. Well done. Well done to those of you who said that was going over. Give yourselves a pat on the back. Those of you who cheated, you are scum. Don't be cheating in my competitions, you monsters. Goodness me. Right. 5 minutes to go. We are still 1-0 up, which is jolly good. We're top of the league right now, boys and girls, but now Oldham are going to try one of these long throws, which are pretty effective in FM24. If you haven't tried the long throws in this year's game yet, you are missing out, because they are pretty good. That's got to be offside. I think Rose has saved that anyway. It was a Rose save and an offside. So double, no, you didn't score, Oldham. Kev's great, you're not. Don't pick on me on Twitter, Oldham fans. I hold a grudge, just like you do. Urgh. Right, there we go. That is a huge result for us. Goodness me, we're top of the league after less than 10 games. I love this newly promoted momentum that we can get rolling. New signing alert before the next game. We've brought this guy in as well. Henry Demenge. If that guy is 17 years old with those bags under his eyes, he has had a tough 16 and a bit years so far, but he is another right winger and allows us to shuffle things around a little bit in this front four, which I am eager to do because we've got a small squad and I don't want to break them. So for today's game, he comes straight in on the right-hand side. We move Yusuf over to the left-hand side so we can rest Leahy. The long-term solution might even be Yusuf up front and Leahy remaining on the left, as I was mentioning before. But I want to have a look at Demenge Demenge. How do we reckon we're saying him? Mainly because we've actually done a local loan. Aston Villa, of course, not far down the road from Tamworth, whereas all these other ones, I guess Crewe is not a million miles away either. But this guy's come from Accrington and he's from Doncaster. And in fact, who on earth do I know who Will Flint is? Turns out I signed him on the same day as I signed Max Leeson. Can't really understand why Leeson was the one that got recalled after scoring 2 goals when Will Flint, I've apparently forgotten exists. The point I was making, Stowe is also from far away. He's from Arbroath as well. So we've got a local loan. I like a local loan. Let's get the team submitted. Hope Will Flint's not watching. And let's pretend that didn't happen. And oh, goodness me. I don't remember signing him. Did you sign him? Where's he come from? I don't understand. I'm sure I must have. I'm going to have to go back and rewatch the transfer special. This is the problem. This is the problem with having the weekends off, boys and girls. I have no idea what's gone on. I remember most of the players. In my defence, we did sign about 20 new players this summer. If I've only forgotten one of them, that's not bad for me. You should try watching the save I'm doing on Twitch at the moment with Ankara in Turkey. I still don't know who any of their names are, so I think only forgetting one name in this save is impressive stuff. There is Yusuf with the cross, though, and there was a couple of opportunities for players to turn in. I think both Evans and Domenge had the chance to turn it over the line. Neither of them getting a proper contact on it, though. It ends up coming back in for Evans and goes a little bit high and wide. Right, I am going to give you a little bit of a warning because this is our home match. You'll remember the alien invasion? I am in contact with Sports Interactive about it. We are trying to get it fixed. It seems like the alien invasion thing is to do with certain stadiums, of which our home stadium is one. So if we get a corner on these near sides, there is a possibility that if the camera goes to just the wrong angle, it basically starts to glitch out with the stadium roof. So if you do have any photosensitivity issues, just be aware if we get a corner in this match, you might want to look away because it might, yeah. Like I say, hopefully it's not going to be something that's going to be an issue for too long. But it's very much a thing that's affecting more than just me. It's difficult to. It's not affecting everybody, but it's affecting enough people for it to definitely be. It's not my graphics card dying. That's what I have to see here. Be careful. No, we're good. So it hasn't happened that time. I mean, it happens more often than not at the other end of the pitch, actually. So that corner, we're probably okay. But what's a lovely goal from Brooke. But if you do watch the Twitch streams, you'll have seen it happen quite a lot recently. Because unfortunately, our home stadium with Ankara is also a stadium that causes the glitch. It's great, isn't it? It's really, really great. But this is a good goal. Well worked. Comes initially from the corner. I don't think that counts as scoring from a set piece, although we are still very much set piece merchants. But there was enough touches between the corner being taken and the ball ending up in the back of the net for that not to count as a set piece goal as far as I'm concerned. And you know what? If a team's going to come here and play a flat back six, they deserve to have a set piece their faces off, because it's boring. They're boring. They know they're boring. They're being boring. They're boring on purpose. They got one of my boys from last year, so Callum Cisse. I think he was part of the Peterborough Sports team last year. I think he's been in a couple of my saves over the years, actually. And Shaq Ford, who's up front for them, that name's very familiar. I think I tried to sign him this summer, and he chose to go to Bromley instead. When I was basically scratching around just trying to find any striker of any kind. I'm sure this guy, 20 years old. Yeah, they signed him on a free transfer this summer. Definitely tried to sign him. I can see why he didn't sign for us. He's on 1.4k a week with them, but he could have been with us and been top of the league. So who's the real winner here? Probably still, probably still him with his nice car and his big telly. But I know we're happy being top of the league and still living in a Holiday Inn. Okay. It's 1-1, and I'm not massively worried. You know, we're supposed to avoid relegation this year. I'm going to find it very hard when we're on top of the table to get upset about conceding a goal. I'm going to refuse to accept that we are in a promotion race until we're at least into the second half of the season. We're playing this like Leicester when they won the Premier League. I am just not going to acknowledge it's happening until it's unavoidable, until it's basically done. And then I might grudgingly accept that we're in a title race just after we've won it. But until then, what a goal from... Who's scored that? That's gone down as an own goal, which seems a little bit harsh. I think that was our centre-back, Brown, wasn't it, who's hit that? It's a lovely hit, that's for sure. And I don't think it took that much of a deflection. I think it's a little bit harsh on all concerned that this has gone down as an own goal. Okay, no, that's a big deflection. Yeah, that was going wide before. I'll allow it. But I think if I was Lewis Brown, I'd be a little bit miffed, because it's not often he scores a goal, and for it to be a screamer from the edge of the area, deflection or no deflection, I want my goal bonus. I'm looking at this guy in particular up front for Bromley, knowing he earns more than any player in my squad. My boys deserve goal bonuses, and Scott Dan has just robbed them of one. Right, Domenji is going to come off. Leahy's going to come on. We'll swap those two back over again. We're actually going to take off Evans as well and bring on Adekoya. It's quite nice to have options in our front four. It's something we didn't really have last year. Once we got beyond that front four who played all the way through the entire season, we didn't have much depth behind them. And we did start to struggle a little bit once their form started to drop off, in particular Shakuna. Right, Yusuf is tiring. And I think we just move Clayton forward. We can bring Paul on to play left back, and then Clayton can play left wing, and Leahy can go over onto the right wing. Flexibility, it's all jolly good. There you go. They've abandoned their flat back six. They're now going to try and actually get something out of the football match. Too little, too late, nerds. Maybe. Oh, don't. I've just called them nerds. Don't let them score now. Oh my word, Rose has jumped very, very early for that and just about got away with it, but it didn't look like particularly dominant, confident goalkeeping there, did it? To be fair, though, he has had a very good season so far, so he's certainly an upgrade in that respect as well, and we have held on, I think, for another victory, and we do end the episode top of the league. This, by the way, this is to protect me from you lot calling me a save scubber. I fully acknowledge that it seems unlikely that we'd get promoted and be top of the league. So we're having auto saves straight after the matches that you can see happening. So you know there's no way I'm save scubbing. Yeah, I know. I had to put up with it during the Brighton beta save. You're monsters, some of you. No save scubbing here, but we are top of the league. If you enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. and thank you very much for watching.